just want to make sure everybody knows as we get down to the end, we'll get rid of
Stage 1 and Stage 2 engine chill has started.
flowing liquid oxygen through the rocket, through the
heard the call out. Stage 1 engine chill has started. That's gone up to the crew so that they've got situational awareness. And now we're topping off for stage fuel, getting ready to finish the fuel load. Liquid oxygen load on first and second stage will continue until the last 3 to 2 minutes of the countdown.
You should hear that call out. RP1 load complete coming up in about 6 minutes. Again, RP or that rocket fuel that Falcon 9 is going to be used to power Bob and Doug to orbit today.
You hit that few buttons and boom, you got a patch. They get the beam. Big live event. 6 minutes.
And Stage 1 fuel was closed out.
Stage 1 fuel closed out. Fully fueled. Stage 1 and Stage 2.
That call out indicates that the fuel loading on the first stage is complete. Bringing back the lines now, so first stage complete. Liquid oxygen loading is continuing on both stages. You can see on the view on the left side of the monitor the condensation, the cold is the tank skins are chilled by the densified liquid oxygen, picking up the humidity from the floor.
We're going to go to internal power here
At this moment, we're
shortly.
more than 90% full on the oxidizer on the first stage. On the second stage, we'll be counting down all the way till about 2 or 3 minutes, as John and I just said, until everything is loaded.
Falcon 9 heaters closing out.
You there?
All right.
Here's internal power.
Has transitioned to configure for terminal count.
This is terminal count right here.
Pressing for strong back retract.
You know it's real when the strong back goes.
Strong back retract in about 20. It's holding the rocket up, the strong back there.
Pressurizing the Falcon 9 tanks, we're going to open the clamp arm around the second stage and begin to retract the strong back.
Everyone is watching.
We'll move us to the liftoff position. At liftoff, the strong back will then recline about 45 degrees away.
Here's strong back retract. Guys, I see liftoff on the events list.
Stage 2, RP1 lead.
You're called out. The strong back retract has started on the left. You'll see it go back just a couple of degrees.
Stage 1, RP1 lead.
4 minutes.
Holy smokes. We can see a little bit of venting in the smaller window here. Liquid oxygen venting.
We're just 4 minutes away from liftoff. Again, at this moment, Bob and Doug are really just laser focused on those displays. They directly into Dragon and the Falcon 9. They're able to see where their fuel loading is at, how everything's progressing down with the count.
AFTS final setup started.
It's the automated flight termination system.
3.5 minutes from launch.
Landing away from the Falcon 9.
I can see.
Holy smokes.
Maybe not. I can't see you.
I think this is gonna happen, guys.
My hands are sweating. We're going into startup at T-minus 1 minute. Look at there's
60 seconds. Really?
There's the strong back retracting right there, away from the rocket.
Like, wait, what?
90 seconds. More than 90 seconds.
Dragon has transitioned to terminal count and is on internal power.
Yeah.
Stage 1, LOX load close out.
Okay, we're at team. Stage 1 LOX load is closed out. Stage 2 will continue to load for about another half a minute or so. Once we get the completion of Stage 2 LOX loading, we have to vent down the line, so you'll see another large white cloud coming off of the strong back. That'll be normal. That'll happen around
transitioning to
T-minus. We're going on internal power now.
I watched all the videos
of
this and
it's 2 minutes away from Stage 2 LOX load being complete.
Like, even if
it's been almost 9 years since we've been in this position. A lot of work done by thousands of people
back up here
to get
with the
to
rest
this
of
point.
us.
and get out.
2
get
minutes
away.
and
All
4
our eyes
seconds.
focused on
Back up
two
here with
now.
the rest of us.
We're seeing water from the flowing out of
The whole top of the rocket.
the tower. That's why it's getting all wet
Should
there.
go virtual world.
Stage 2 lock float is closed out. Propellant fills are complete.
It's going to Falcon 9 rocket it
And auto idle.
at a minute and a half. The final big vent. 1.5 minutes.
Stage 2 LOX load complete.
Shut up!
All fuel,
You're
all
behind,
oxidizer
Patrick.
on 4 seconds to
behind.
go till launch.
I will shut up soon, I promise.
Ground gas closeouts is starting.
It's right here.
Ground gas closeouts. This is it. A minute. Guy and Frederick, thanks for the super chats. I see them. But I'm going to be quiet here now. Under a minute.
That's when it freezes.
We're going to go full screen in just a second. Got my finger on the button.
I am terrified. 1 minute.
We're in startup.
1 minute.
1 minute.
Oh, we're 1 minute.
Ignition countdown.
1 minute.
FTS is armed for launch.
60 seconds.
Under a minute now.
Yes!
The FTS.
All right, everybody. We are at terminal count. We are at 1 minute. As always, we have a tradition in the rocket party here of calling out the countdown as you see it from 10. Everyone is going to have slightly different timing, live streams and latency being what it is. But just call it out in your time, and we will. Whew, let's do this.
All right.
Seconds.
Oh, 24. 23.
Go Falcon, go Dragon. Here we go.
14, 16, 5, 15, 14,
What?
2,
10,
9,
9, 8, 5, 4, 1, 0. Ignition. Liftoff of the Falcon 9 Crew Dragon. Go NASA. Go SpaceX. Godspeed. Bye. Dog.
And so rises a new, and with it the ambitions of a new generation continuing the dream. 20 seconds into flight, stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
Wow. Speed. Like
Plus 30 seconds into this historic mission. Flying crew on board Dragon and
Falcon power propulsion nominal. M1D throttle down.
we're throttling down to get ready for the period of maximum dynamic pressure.
I can't help but think about like shit.
We're in the throttle bucket.
Very cool.
Reports say all systems are go.
Vehicle is
Coming up
supersonic.
on max Q.
We've exceeded Mach 1 on the Falcon 9.
M1D throttle up.
We're throttling back up to full power as we're through max Q.
Copy 1
Right max Q. All right, come on, guys.
Call out for
Just the second abort zone that they're in. They'll continue to be on this until the first stage has done its job.
Wonder how many
They switch
Gs are
over to
pulling
the
right
second. And at this point, Bob and Doug pulling about 2 times the Earth's gravity, already
2.3.
moving at over
Engine chill.
1,500 miles per hour.
Come on, Falcon.
We've heard the call out for MVAC engine chill. That's getting the MVAC engine ready to light. That'll come at about 2:44 into the flight. Right now, everything continuing to look good. Next major event is going to be the triple. We'll have main engine cutoff of the 9 first stage engines, stage separation, and then ignition of the second stage engine to continue to orbit. Coming up in about 20 seconds.
M1D throttle down.
Feels crazy.
Separate and land.
We
Look
heard
at
it's
that.
on the
far, so
first
good.
stage.
comes Miko in separation. Right now. Should be Miko.
Right.
And we have Miko.
There you go.
Miko.
Alpha.
Falcon stage separation confirmed. Copy 2 Alpha.
Beautiful.
Second stage startup.
And then second stage start.
And back ignition.
As the stiffener ring falls off. That's normal.
the first stage beginning its flight back. The second stage being powered by that single Merlin 1D vacuum engine carrying Bob and Doug into orbit. So they're going to continue under the power of this second stage.
Stage 2 propulsion is nominal.
Get in there, boys.
Which will cut off as 8 minutes and 44 seconds into today's flight. So a little over 5 minutes to go still on this second stage. You heard the call out to Alpha that carries them all the way from about North Carolina up the eastern seaboard almost to Canada.
They look so comfortable.
Looking good though, getting good call outs, nominal pull. Bob and Doug continuing to make their way into orbit.
Well, shit, in the Dragon,
They look like they're just
nominal trajectory.
All the shit in that,
I'm freaking out over here.
No, actually, Doug had their hand in making sure everything was laid out where they could find it, too.
All right, here in nominal trajectory, continuing to make their flight uphill. Heard the acquisition of Signal Bermuda. That's one of the other ground stations that they're using to get telemetry and data back from this spacecraft.
Stage 2 propulsion is still nominal.
The guy on here.
We're working towards second stage cutoff, which is T plus 8 minutes, 47 seconds. We got about 4 minutes to go.
Oh shit, I forgot to read.
We have no idea what's happening with the booster.
End of the flight. Bob and Doug flying at more than 5,600 miles
Dragon
per hour.
SpaceX nominal trajectory.
Hopefully, yeah. I think they are.
Already on the Kennedy Space Center. Nominal trajectory. Continuing.
He was just subscribing to the.
Yeah, there's that shot from the first stage.
The video.
There's the booster. Booster coming back to do a landing. That seems so much less important now.
Continue uphill. Looks like we are getting a view of the first stage as well.
Yep, on your right screen, you can see that first stage with the grid fins deployed. It's making its way back. Ship, of course, I Still Love You Today. And we're just about a couple minutes away from the entry burn, and that's where 3 of the 9 ignite to help slow the vehicle down as it re-enters back into the Earth's atmosphere. And then after the entry burn will be the landing burn, which is just a single engine
Dragon SpaceX nominal trajectory.
You heard.
Why is it re-entering?
Starting chill for entry burn.
There's
Why
that
is it
call out.
re-entering?
They are still on a
So the
nominal
booster that
trajectory on
put him up
Dragon.
into space breaks apart
Still
from the
on
capsule,
second stage, and
turns
that stays
around
on your
and
left
comes
screen.
back down and lands on your now.
Boosters re-entering.
Again, on your right screen is that first towards our drone ship. Of course, I Still Love You. We're about a minute away from entry burn.
Meanwhile, that second
And did
stage
astronauts stay in
continuing to
space?
power Dragon
Screen
into
and
orbit.
screen.
Again, if you're keeping an eye on that timer, that's going to continue to burn until 8 minutes and 44 seconds into flight, so a little over 2 minutes. It'll then be a little
Stage
under,
2
or a
propulsion
little
is still
over,
good.
a little over 3 minutes until Dragon physically
man.
separates from the second
This would be
stage.
so
Dragon
cool
SpaceX
if
nominal
they made
trajectory.
like or stuck a 3D camera in the capsule in between the pilots.
Continuing to check in
So
with
everyone-
Bob
gonna do
and
that one
Doug
time.
as they are
Yeah,
on
yeah,
a
they
nominal
got it.
trajectory. Just about 10 seconds. Starting that entry
Put a
burn
3D
on your
camera in
right
the
screen, we
cockpit.
should be able to see
Yeah,
that
exactly.
live.
Or in 360.
Stage 1 entry.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah, 360. And
Entry
so
burn.
everybody in this
Slowing
room
it down
can be
to
like
come into the
looking around.
atmosphere.
Whoa,
There
whoa,
is
holy
that
shit.
entry burn beginning.
So to be clear,
This
the
burn
booster
lasts
is
about
separate from the
36
astronauts.
seconds
The
long.
astronauts are still up high.
Stage 2
The booster's
FPS
coming
in
back
space.
down to the surface of the ocean.
What are all the white flashes? That's the reaction. Those are the thrust.
That entry burn continues. We're just about a minute
How do they get
away
it off the
from
pad?
SECO. We'll have a number of events all
Oh,
happen.
well, so it's going to land on
It'll be
a
the second
small
engine
drone
cut
ship
off
that you're going to see in a moment.
shortly after.
Actually, yeah, that's more accurate.
So this is a little bit
Actually,
different.
just within a few seconds of each other.
This is a little bit different. We'll have second
Such a
stage cut
cool
down.
view.
Second stage cut down first before landing. Usually we see landing first, then second stage cut down. But this is going to be the opposite.
Going through the clouds.
And vector all step.
Yeah.
We are coming up 25 seconds or so away from SECO, or second engine cutoff.
This is also the point where Bob and Doug are experiencing their highest G-force. We're seeing the counter tick up to right about 1.8.
Copy Shannon.
You heard Shannon, so that just means they're in their final abort zones. If they were to abort it, they would order to land off the any by for second cutoff confirmation.
And vector all step.
Oh man,
It should be SECO coming up. There'll be an orbit.
And
batteries for
shut
my
down.
controllers.
Confirmation of SECO's second engine cutoff.
Now we're
landing.
waiting for our
Controller's
first
almost
stage
dead.
to
They are
just
officially in
11.
Dragon SpaceX nominal orbital insertion.
It's confirmation nominal orbital insertion.
Nominal orbital insertion.
Launch escape
What
disarmed.
you're seeing on your
They
screen
do.
is
They
a
just
live
have to
view
get a
of our
signal that far
drone
out there.
ship.
The Wi-Fi doesn't
They
reach.
always lose it. Oh, yes!
There's a live view,
Give it a
but
minute.
It did it. It landed.
we'll wait for confirmation of that landing shortly here.
Yeah.
Green Falcon 9 has landed.
Yeah.
This
All
is
right.
the first Falcon 9 to carry humans to orbit, so very exciting for us. And as you can see on your right screen, Bob and Doug are still making their way to their targeted orbit.
Yeah, this is so
M1
cool.
D to recovery 1.
So exciting today. It
They're
does
in
not
orbit.
Stop.
All right, we did.
Well, yeah.
we did hear
Did you
again
guys all
that
hear
call out
about
good
where
orbital insertion?
they're
So
going to
that means
stick Tom Cruise on
Falcon
the
9 and Dragon right now is
space station?
exactly where they're supposed to be.
Recovery 1.
And it's
He's
right
gonna
at
be
about
filling
12
those
minutes when Dragon will separate. Looks like we saw a 0G indicator floating around there. I know Bob and Doug luckily that is that they brought up with them.
They made it. They're there. Now we
Dragon initiates separation from the second stage. They do make sure to make, they do ensure that the vehicle is not spinning and it is in good condition before we.
The upper stage does small attitude maneuver using some cold gas thrusters built into the rocket body itself.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So we do expect
Wow.
that separation to occur in about a minute from now, but information that it is ready to separate.
Look at that.
separation coming up at T plus
Such
12.
cool views. I cannot get over this view that we've been dug on the right screen inside of Crew Dragon.
That's exactly right.
Out in space.
Well, everybody,
Yeah,
wow.
already
This is going to continue going. Bob and Doug are going to be in orbit for about, what, I think it's 22 hours before the docking. We're going to keep this event open for the next, I think it's open for another half hour to an hour. Yeah, so we can keep watching this live footage. This is wonderful. But I wanted to remind everybody, if you are interested in coming back to see this, to see the docking and to see them be greeted onto the ISS, those events are tomorrow in Bob and Doug on Final Approach and Bob and Doug Welcome Aboard. Keep an eye on your events calendar. If you want to receive emails when we post new launch events, go to the AltSpace website, to the Rocket Party channel and subscribe, and you'll get those emails. Ooh, that is beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh. They are on their way. That's wonderful. And one more reminder for those of you that are just joining us. You'll see a rocket icon in front of you labeled RP menu. If you go into that and sign up to participate, you'll receive flight badges that you can wear for every event that you come in. So I recommend you check that out. Thank you for coming, everybody. This has been an awesome mission. We did it. America
Yeah.
is a space flying people space. I can't even talk right now. But we did it. Go SpaceX, go NASA.
Yeah.
Smart.
Hey, one last thing. Let's have a round of applause for Steven for making these events for us. He created the room,
Oh, shush.
and he made all this possible. Let's get those hands up. Come on. Good job, Steven.
All right.
You have no idea how much technical work went into making this work out for us today. He had to fix things last minute like crazy.
If you were in the suit up thing, you probably saw me debugging in real time. But yeah, you're good. All's well as ends well. Thank you, everybody.
Copy all. We're monitoring.
The Corps here in Hawthorne giving the crew a heads up that we have confirmation that nose cone is deploying. So again, that nose cone is going to open up a little bit more than 90 degrees, goes up to about, I think they expose the actual docking ring and the hatch that the International Space Station, and also 4 of those Draco thrusters. We call them the forward bulkhead thrusters. They're going to be used for these major phase burns or firings of those thrusters to actually raise their orbit gradually over the coming